conscious eating in a way, right? So whenever you're starting off and changing into a new diet, you notice that you're looking at your plate more, and you're realizing that, wait, I don't have any meat here. I have a substitute type of protein, right? So what do you think? What do you think are some barriers that that folks face when trying a vegan diet? What's a tip maybe that you could give someone who's trying it out, who's probably a bit hesitant about the fact that there may not be meat on the plate?
I think we also put too much emphasis, and it might be from pop culture, that when you switch, it's going to be a hardcore turn. And I don't think it has to. I think you decide that on your way in, or while you're there. You decide how far you want to take it. And also we have the internet nowadays. So unless you live in Alaska or in the jungle, like, there's not a lot of excuses, except for those people who do live in rural areas that cannot find things. Yeah, I understand not everyone's going to be able to, like, at all, going to change. But the wealthiest country in the world, most of the states are highly capable of doing so. And we already have so many, we have like 10 years of this kind of renaissance of a plant-based diet. So now we have, years of other people trying different recipes. We're not starting over. 5 years ago was different. 5 years ago was a little harder, but now it's become a thing. People, it goes with climate change. It changes so many things. We're concerned about our apple pickers and any type of fruit or vegetable pickers, and we don't see that we would be helping by actually consuming those vegetables and fruits, because then they would maybe have more power to say, look at the sales of fruits and vegetables instead of look at the waste of fruits and vegetables, you only get this much. Just common business sense that this will ultimately, fingers crossed, too, help everyone in the way.
And the hard part too is it's not like there's a vegetable lobby.
There is not a vegetable lobby. That is a hard part. I don't know if people realize also that there is a lobby for the dairy industry and the meat industry. Yep. So it's like two different things.
Huge lobby.
And I am not 100% sure, but there's a lot of power behind cheese, as everyone will know. That would be your biggest thing that people will say, well, like, I can't switch because I love cheese too much. And what I tell people is that, they love sugar, salts, and fat too much.
That's the problem.
And it has a lot of it. And that's a big issue, that it has so much of it. And we are in love with sugar and salt and fat. That's the biggest thing. But you can trade it. You can trade it for, there's junk vegan food and plant-based food all around. For us, thankfully, we balance that by having those house patties that are made just with vegetables and oats.
I saw your big containers of oats.
Yeah, no added actual oils to the house patties, and it works. And even if we added oil, I think people forget to think that a piece of steak will have, maybe not oil, but it will have so much fat throughout the steak. But somehow then plant-based food can't, because it's not healthy. We have this weird way of thinking about food that are two different things. We want to say apple to apple, and we're talking about oranges and zucchinis versus apples or steak.
That's a good point.
Not even a fruit.
That's a good point. Yeah. Whenever I try to get someone to eat healthier, I introduce something new, maybe that they haven't tried, or maybe it's something that they have tried. Like I don't know, cauliflower, right? We like cauliflower, and I feel like when you introduce like a vegetable or something to a family member, they're resistant whenever it's coming from a family member, right? And I feel like maybe sometimes this recommendation to eat healthier would probably have to come from someone outside of the family. And I know we've been talking about that. If you were to look into the future, how would you think that? I guess how should I answer that or word it? You told us that you were the first vegan restaurant here in Kansas City.
No.
Not the first vegan?
The first like vegan diner in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been other plant-based restaurants, but we're the first like diner style full American cheeseburgers.
Mm-hmm. And how do you see the vegan landscape here as far as restaurants?
So at this point and how everything is growing, I don't even think my opinion matters. Plant-based is how it's going to go. It's just a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the companies that are going plant-based are billion-dollar companies because of the one product they brought out. Just egg, came and went as a billion-dollar company because they had one actual product that they came out with. And it's just, who else does that with a 12-ounce, bottle of egg? No one. It was groundbreaking. And Impossible Meat is a billion-dollar industry now.
Oatly's probably going to be.
Oatly is a humongous company. I remember when Oatly came in town to have people try out their milk. And as a coffee shop, they came into the coffee shop and they tried to sell me milk.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I was making my own milks, so it didn't sound like a great idea, and I regret it so much.
Regret not buying the stock or buying the Oatly?
Both. Because I would have made a lot of money.
Yeah.
But that's the gamble.
Yeah.
And I didn't know then, and I know now.
None of us probably knew then.
I don't think so. Not as much as now. Now it's talked about so much. Before it was, and even at some places, I feel like I'm hitting my, head against the wall trying to explain how a cauliflower is still a cauliflower when I eat it versus when they eat it. So it's a very weird conversation. It's like, how do you eat that? And it's like, well, the same way you would. So like we have talking about family members, there is cauliflower that's like in an egg base, and then we bread it and fry it.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah.
Like,
and you can do that in a plant-based way, but if you tell people it's plant-based, it's almost like a switch, and they're like, how do you make that? Or I don't like that.
but you don't
I
know.
can't eat it.
Right.
Some people say I can't eat it, or it's like, wow, that vegan food, and it's like it's cauliflower. It's the same thing you did. It was just the
Exactly.
only thing I didn't have was egg.
And it's hilarious that
Yeah.
it's you're
Huge.
recommending something healthier, and all of a sudden they want to. Those folks that are immediately rejecting the idea, now they want to be conscious eaters, and they're like, cauliflower,
Yeah.
really? But they weren't questioning cauliflower if it was mixed in with cheese or butter or something like
Right.
that, right?
Rice cauliflower or
Rice cauliflower.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you can't go too extreme. You have to, and that's where
That's true.
I like
Point.
to stay. It's in a middle ground where we don't change everything about what someone knows,
Mm-hmm.
and it's comfortable to eat a plant-based double cheeseburger
Because it's a burger.
because it's a burger, and
Yeah.
ultimately it tastes like a burger. We were. I think we got second place as like, I don't know, we were in the top like 5 places to eat a burger
That's awesome.
in Kansas City, and we're talking a regular burger
Right.
in Kansas City, just all the burgers within all the restaurants.
Yep.
We were in the top 5.
That's huge.
Yeah, so there is a way to do it, and it is changing. I don't know why someone would be against it, but it's changing. People are accepting it. We're the exact showcase for it.
Yep.
It's just, and in the Midwest,
I was gonna say
people
in,
need to
right
remember this
in
is
cow
not
country.
a coast. I wish it was a coast,
Yeah.
but we're here and it's working. So,
What are some reactions from customers who have come in that didn't know that this was entirely plant-based?
The ones who later ask are very surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Some just don't even ask, eat their food, and they're as happy as they, you know.
They didn't know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And we've done several shows. We've done several dinners. You know, there's a good reason why we're still around. And hoping to expand that.